surveillance and monitoring also. There were only 3 monitors, air quality monitors in Punjab. They were installed in 2007. And other than that, we did not have any air quality monitors, so data was just completely absent from the decision making. So we, for the first time, again, under the leadership of the Chief Minister, till December 31st, we have 30 monitors, air quality, both mobile and permanent ones installed, and the target is to have 60 monitors till March 31st. So now, Punjab government, for the first time, did a very daring thing that we shared data with the media. We shared data with the stakeholder, with the industry, the sectors, and then did our planning for smog season. The second phase was taking everyone along, both the industry, the sectors, and the departments at the government level. Punjab is going to an intense regulation in zero plastic single use, and the plastic is banned in Punjab, and that's also happened for the first time. Thirdly, in agriculture, the Chief Minister vision, of course, of e-mechanization of the agriculture sector, we are witnessing in terms of technology intervention, but for super seeders, for the first time, to curtail and to stop stubble burning across Punjab during 2 seasons, wheat and rice. The Chief Minister gave a very intense subsidy to the local farmers, where we gave 60%, the government paid for the super seeder, and 40% was paid by the farmer. And we've seen evidence-based that the districts where there was intense stubble burning because of the use of super seeder mechanization, we've seen a reduction in stubble burning across Punjab also. And we do have satellite vision, the graphics to support our claim. Thirdly, in transport, massive transition, complete paradigm shift of the Chief Minister. We are converting Lahore division to completely on electric vehicle hybrid, replacing 2-wheelers and 3-wheelers through our Punjab Clean Air program, funded by World Bank. And that was the first project again. So complete transition of e-mass transit system across Punjab also. The 27, as I already said, 28 buses have started arriving. They're already in Lahore, and we're converting, inshallah, we'll be doing this in the next 3 to 4 years, complete conversion of Lahore division to electric vehicles. Then industry, of course, we see fugitive dust, because we have seen peaks during the days when the weather conditions were stable, when the weather conditions were suitable, but there were peaks in Lahore and in specific areas. So the evidence showed that, the fugitive dust was the main reason. So when we were in China, in Beijing, with the Chief Minister, and Beijing, of course, as we all know, is a case study around the world, where they've converted 114 bad days, air quality days, to 4 air quality days in 1 year. So that's something that we all need to learn, and we are just, we are the ones who are, learning the practices. The fugitive dust, we saw that around the construction sites, there were water sprinklers of the recycled water. So that's what we did after coming back to Pakistan. And now, alhamdulillah, by the notification of the environmental protection agencies, all the private housing society, private construction sites, also the government construction sites, have started having these water sprinklers around the construction sites. Secondly, the Plant for Pakistan Green Campaign for forestation, and then a complete green ring around Lahore in terms of plantation is being developed in master planning of Lahore. Lahore has a forest cover of about 3% when the international standard is 40%. So we do have a gap of about 37%. So looking at this data and evidence, the green master planning of Lahore is underway, and the plan is ready to be implemented. Then energy sector, a complete drive on conversion of solar energy, the Chief Minister program on giving free solar panels to consumers below the 200 consumption of megawatts, and then finance program 200 and above consumption of megawatts. We're embarking into a journey of biogas plants, as I said, and biorefinery for recycling stubble that we burn into meaningful use. Then lastly, I would say that we are heavily investing into green technology and green infrastructure. All the roads, more than 900 main roads and arteries are being constructed in Lahore at the moment, and every road has now a shoulder bed of trees wherever a new road is built by policy. Every project planning in a development program now has 1% for climate resilience and climate vulnerability of that program by policy. You know, it's part of the policy now. Then, of course, as I said, Punjab is not exception from vulnerable ecosystem, climate-induced disaster. We've seen floods in recent past, and we have now in place, with the help of PDMAs, disaster management authorities, provincial disaster management authorities, complete plan in urban cities to mitigate flood effects, and also adaptation and investing into the technologies and also the infrastructure for flood mitigation. Green industry, I've spoken about, zero waste vision of the Chief Minister of Punjab, I have spoken about in detail. And then everything is related to, because health impact of smog and also of bad air quality, we've seen for the first time in last 5 months, the data from hospitals show that there has been decrease in 11% during 4 months, the patients during the smog season, which is about 98,000 less patients in hospitals during last smog season. And the wind direction, the weather patterns in the region, as I said, it is transboundary, it transcends borders, bad air quality. So it's not just urban cities planning, it also is rural city planning, regional, and it also, of course, is between countries. The impact of India's interventions. We've seen that, during the wind directions towards Pakistan, towards this corridor, we also had peaks of more than 2,000 AQIs level in last 5 months. So we've written letter to the Foreign Office for starting dialogue with India when it comes to climate diplomacy. And, that is something that we are looking forward to, because this is a threat to humanity. This is a threat to our future generation. And climate change is not just a buzzword, which it was in 90s. It is a reality now, and we all need to understand, we all need to be sensitive about it. So lastly, what we did was we engaged the citizens. We engaged the stakeholders. The larger part of our policy was awareness raising amongst the citizens about climate resilience, vulnerabilities, and also this impact of smog and bad air quality on health. Health Ministry also department did a spectacular job when it comes to mobile health units, clinic on wheels, the initiative of the Chief Minister again, where the clinics were visiting into districts, into divisions, into union councils during the season. There was emergency declared in hospitals, and also preemptive measures in the last phase when it was smog management and bad air quality management was taking place. So awareness raising, and then we've seen in other countries that this